Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Good morning and good health, everyone. And how are you doing today? It's a little early, but remember, Wednesday is my early day because I go to chiropractor. I have to go to chiropractor on Wednesday, so Wednesday is an early day, but how's everyone doing? Today's hump day, so today's the day that we check in on everyone. Hi, Miss Shay, Florida. How are you? Miss Shay, what's your favorite color? That's a good question for today. Hi, Infinite Health, and happy first day of the month. Happy February 1st. I know. I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't take January. I've never seen a more violent January in my life. It was violent. And I personally couldn't wait for January to get over itself. I couldn't wait. I was like, January, you have to go. I mean, I don't want to say it to anybody because I know we got birthdays in January. My brother's birthday's in January, but it was one of the most violent months. One, in America, but two, across the world. Like, there were just so many people trying to overturn governments in January. I'm well. I'm hoping everything is good on your end. It's good on my end. Thank you for asking. Do you love pastel colors? Oh, pastel colors are so pretty. The soft pinks, the lavender, lilacs, the light blue. Oh, I love a soft light blue. Oh, I get it. Mint green. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know why they use the lighter color as mint green when mint green is really this color. So weird. But I get it. I love the pastel colors, especially in the summertime. Good health, Miss Tracy and Chad. Hi, Sandra Joe. How are you? Infinite, how are you doing? It's hump day. Sandra Joe, how are you doing? It's hump day. How's everyone doing for hump day? What the? Oh, I put on a different top today and it's sticking in my back. Let me see if I can fix this. Damn it. I'm going to have to take out the label. Oh, yep. I'm going to have to take out the goddamn label before I leave. I could just separate it right now. Let me see if I can separate it right now. I've been saying the wrong green, but you get me. Oh, yeah, I get you. I mean, it's the pastel green, right? I think they do call that green. Damn it. All right, let's leave it for now. Oh, you know what? Separating the label seemed to have made a difference. I don't have to take it off. I really don't care if I put holes in my clothing anymore. I pay nothing for my clothes. Janine, good morning, everyone. Tracy, was your appointment good? Well, let me tell you. So, let me tell you something. I go to my appointment, which is right down the block from here, right? It's a gem. My doctor is right down the block, right? I can walk there, right? Takes 8 minutes to walk this way and maybe another 8 minutes. So it's like a 15-minute walk, but you don't even notice that you're walking. Like, that's what a gem it is, right? I get there, nobody's there. Nobody is there. I get to the doctor's appointment. No one's there. Thank God there's a man standing outside. And I say, because I was late. And I said, do you know what time? I said, do you know what time the doctor opens? Right? Hold on a second. Make sure this daggone phone didn't move the iPhone. We're going to move the iPhone. Like, don't do that. Let me see something. Oh, come on. Disconnect. Why is this happening to me? Disconnect. Let me just make sure the iPhone is connected, because get to the doc's office. Nobody's there. Good morning, Mike. Good morning. And this guy is sitting outside, and I said, what time does it open? And of course, I don't understand the language, right? Remember, I told you the dialect is so strong. I should have been living in France or Italy. So he says something to me, and I go, wait, what? He says it again. He's actually talking on a phone, which makes it worse, right? Because he's kind of annoyed, right? Because I'm disrupting the phone call, right? And so he says it again. And so now I understand they moved, right? So now I don't give a fuck who you're talking to. I go, they moved? And he goes, there's a sign on the door. Now I'm in panic mode because I don't know what move means, right? Because there's a certain route that the taxis take you, and then there's another route. I said, oh God. And all I kept saying was, if I miss the appointment, I'll just tell my people, you guys, what happened. And, I'm not going to panic, right? I said, if anything, the appointment will get delayed. That'll give me more time to work on my body, right? That's the way I saw it. I don't know if I really care. So I go back to the guy after reading what's on the door, and I said, where is this? Where is Oakley or something like that? And he goes, Sunny Isles. So I knew I was safe because I know all the taxis go to Sunny Isles. And I said, okay. So I didn't want to pay for a taxi because sometimes they get cheap. So I ran into another taxi, one of these taxis that just is so helpful. And I said to him, exactly where is this? Right? And so he tells me exactly where it is. I said, okay, fine. So now I got a landmark. He gave me a landmark right next door to that landmark. I said, okay, fine. I get there. It's a beautiful building, blah, 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 blah. The girl comes, Miss Brown. Yes. I wobble to the door. And she does what she does, right? Blood pressure. Perfect. Well, they thought it was a little high. But I said, no, ma'am. No. That's good blood pressure, right? You know, they have the measurements and they go high, low, blah, blah. And I was like, no, no, ma'am. No, that number is good. The last time I was here, I should have been put in the hospital. So she checked and she's like, oh my God. I was like, exactly. So that's good, right? And then she checked my blood sugar, and she checked, and we did my weight. So when she did my weight, I said I was really proud of myself, right? So I was ready to deal with it, right? I was ready to be like, right? Because I've been working on my body, right? And so she does my weight, and I is like what the weight was, and I said, oh, what was it the last time, right? And she goes, same number. And I was like, that's an impossibility. Young lady, how? How's the weight the same? I was like, I've been doing so much. Like, I'll even take a pound less. But how is it the same? You know, so she can't deal with this. She's like, I was like, no, no. Is there something else we could do? Joking, right? She puts me outside to wait for the doctor. Now, I haven't seen this doctor since, November, October. I can't remember. He was in a very perky mood. Still hunched over, right? Still hunched over. Still with some weird broken arm. Or he wears this thing on his arm. I don't know what's wrong with his arm. But he seemed chippier, happier. It's just a beautiful, bright face. Little Asian doctor, right? Just chumped over like this. Never does his hair, right? The hair is exactly the same way I left it last time I saw him, right? So I'm a little, perturbed. And I think he's going to tell me, about my weight, right? So we talk a little bit, and he's like, he's going through things, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yeah, I'm exercising now. And he goes, He's not looking at me, And da da ba ba ba. And he goes, He looks at the weight, and he looks at the weight, and then he goes back, and he looks, and he goes, there was no change in your weight. And I was like, I know, doc. I know. I was like, but I swear to God, doc, I swear. I've been exercising. I've been dieting. I said, doc, I exercise twice a day. I don't know why the digital, I think it's broken, doc. I think you guys did move. You did move. Maybe the machines are broken. Like, do you want to put me on another machine? Let's do this. Doc, I'll take my clothes off at this point. Like, let's do this, right? Doc, you got to prove to me that everything I've been doing to get this weight off, it is working. I don't understand why the numbers aren't the same, doc. I don't understand. He's not paying me any money. He's like last time he cried for me. This time he's like, I'm crying, right? Because I know. I was like, doc, you don't understand. I've been doing everything, doc. Really talking in this voice, right? Very soft voice. Doc, I've been doing everything. You don't understand. Do you know what it's like to have to walk every day? He never looks up. He goes, I do. Do you know what it's like to change your whole diet up, doc? Doc, I'm telling you, I've been doing it, doc, right? Never looks up. It's like this. You know what the doc believed? The pulse oximeter. He puts the pulse oximeter on me. And that's when he believed me. He goes, oh. And I was like, what, doc? What? And he goes, this 99% oxygen. And I go, I know, doc. I know how to read a pulse oximeter. And he goes, this is your heart rate. It's 76. The oxygen was 99. He goes, it's 76. I was like, I know, doc. I can see. I know. It's 76 because I've been exercising. I've been walking every day. And do you know when you walk, the heart rate goes down because you're healthy, right? And he goes, yes. I was like, you believe me, doc? You believe me? I would never lie, doc. I mean, I'm gonna lie to my peoples tomorrow. I was almost gonna tell him I can prove it to you. I was going to show him my YouTube videos, but I don't want to show him my YouTube videos because I already decided I wasn't going to exercise this week. So I didn't want to show him to prove to him that I've been exercising, because if he goes to check today, there'll be no video. So I didn't want to get him started watching me on my YouTube videos, right? I was just here quiet. I was like, I promise you, Doc, I promise you, I promise you. He says 76. And that's what he believed. And he goes, the weight will come off. Keep it up. And I was like, I know, Doc. I know it's going to come up. You watch, Doc. The next appointment, you watch, Doc. It's going to be at least a pound off. I promise you. He spends long periods writing. He says nothing the whole time. He could spend 20 minutes writing, right? He comes back and he goes, come here. He looks at the blood work, right? Now, the blood work, that's when the doctors know. When doctors look at the blood work, they know health through numbers. He goes, come here. Look at this. Red blood count, right? White blood count, triglycerides, cholesterol, LDL, whatever bullshit he pointed out. He goes, they're all within range. Liver, kidney. He goes, they're all within range. I was like, I tried to tell you, Doc. I tried to tell you. I do everything. I've been doing everything, Doc. I promise you. It means I'm healthy, Doc. I'm healthy. He goes, you're good. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. I had such a good day. My blood work was perfect. My heart rate was 76. My oxygen was 99. I went straight and had 2 pieces and a Coke. I celebrated. How else are you supposed to celebrate? The only thing I left out was a good Mai Tai. Mai Tai will be today. I'm healthy. So I had 2 pizzas and a Coke to celebrate. It wasn't even enough to pizza. It's actually 1 big pizza, and then they slice it in half. But I didn't want to have 4 pizzas because that just seemed kind of weird. I mean, like 2 pizzas, but they split it in half. It becomes 4 pizzas. Kind of weird. Oh, congratulations on your lab numbers. I know. The lab tells you everything. My labs were so good, he didn't order labs for the next time. That's how good my labs were. There was nothing where he's like, okay, let's monitor this. I'll put you back. They were good. They were good. And so he pushed the time up. I don't need to see him now till the end of June. That gives me 4 months to work on my body. That'd be my summer body. That'd be my thong butt body. 4 months to work on my stomach. Scarvesandthings.com. Labs don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Those labs are everything. Everything. Labs don't lie. Oh, hi, Miss Mama G. Good job, Tracy. Numbers don't lie. They don't lie. Blood work tells it all. Thank you. Please don't just be discouraged about the weight. I was. It will start to shed off as you stay consistent with your exercise and eating. I get you. I'm prepared. I was just a little disappointed that it didn't budge at all. But I said to the doctor, I said, listen, you know how I know I'm losing weight? My pajamas, I'm dancing in my pajamas now. I haven't brought new pajamas, thank God. You know what I do? I just wear shirts. So my pajamas look exactly like this, all white, that comes here, right? All white. I always wear shorts underneath, right? But in the beginning, they hugged my hips like this. Now they're like everything's loose. Look, I'm trying to lose my belly. You guys remember how bad my belly was? It's still there. This is camouflaging my belly. But you remember at one time I couldn't even camouflage my belly, which now reminds me in the morning I'm going to be doing belly ups, sit ups. I'm happy. Thank you. Tracy about to be fit and fine. Oh, talking about being fine. Okay, so I'm in the supermarket yesterday and I meet a guy, right? And I saw him when I was coming in because he looked like this to me. He was like that. And I was like, so I kept walking. I don't know if he was following me in the store. That I really don't know. And I'm thinking about it. It's possible. But I ran into him, right? At the vegetables, right? And I don't know. He started talking, blah, 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 blah. And I noticed he wasn't asking me, like, we were talking, but he wasn't asking me for my number. But it was a nice conversation. So I was like, well, do you want to exchange numbers? Like, why are men so slow, right? Like, clearly you're in. Oh, then he goes, he's so funny. He goes, how old are you? So I tell men how old I am because I'm proud of my age. And I go, how old are you? Right? I never tell them my age right away because he goes, oh, I know you're not supposed to ask a woman is. And I was like, uh-huh. But he goes, how old are you? And I say, well, how old are you? So he goes, in my 50s. Are you a girl? So I tell him I'm 60. And he goes, he says it like this. Let me see if I can get it right. He goes, something like, well, that's good. And he goes, but it was like giving off pity. Like, that's good. I can't describe how he said it anymore, but it was like giving off pity. Like, oh, you're 60, but you don't look like that. And I was like, I know. Even though I'm not sure what 60 is supposed to look like, 60 looks like my age. You're thinking about your mother, 60. 60 today looks like me. I wanted to tell him, right? But I was like, Tracy, stop arguing. You argue with everybody. Just shut up, right? So I was like, I know. And he goes, you look good. And I was like, yeah, I know. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't need a compliment from you, right? Like, I don't understand why when people say the number, like, if you're young, if you're in your 40s, I do this with my clients all the time. If you're in your 40s, but you look early 30s, I'm going to say something, right? Because I want my clients to know how beautiful they are. When a guy says it, it doesn't quite come out the same way. Like, it's like, oh, for 60, you look good. So I go, I know. But he didn't quite give me his age either. But he looked older than me. But he said he was in his 50s, right? So something came up, some philosophy question. I was like, oh, this guy. So I said something. I don't know if I said something about God or whatever. And he goes, so you like God? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he goes, no, I like God too. And I was like, oh, wait a second. Let me end this right now. I was like, oh, no, I don't mean it that way. I'm never stepping foot in a church again in my lifetime. Like, letting this little nigga know. And he was little. He was like not much taller than me, right? And I was like, no, I'm never stepping in church again. Like, just so you know, because I'm not having a problem. You don't go to church. Right. We established that. You know, the next thing I'm going to do is let him know I don't cook, right? Got to get these things out there. Do you cook? No. My cooking is with a fork and a spoon at a restaurant. My cooking is off a menu, right? Haven't established that, right? So I was like, I'll never. And he goes, he feels so guilty. He goes, yeah, I feel the same way. feel the same way. I just don't like church. And I was like, forgive yourself. And he goes, what? I'm like, forgive yourself. If you don't like church, that's okay. God is not in the church anyway. And he goes, what do you do for a living? And I don't like to tell people that I'm a psychic for a living, right? Because they scared them the fuck off, right? So I said, I counsel for a living. And he goes, man, you sound like a counselor. And I was like, I am. In any case, we exchanged numbers, right? And then I didn't want, let me see now. I gave him my number first. I didn't want his number. I gave him my number. And in a supermarket, apparently it doesn't go through, right? So he takes the number and he calls me right away, which I don't mind. It's not going through. And he says, I hope this isn't a fake number. And I said to him, what if it is? What are you going to do about it? I was like, why are you living in fear? I said, if someone gives you a fake number, that person is not for you. And he looks at me and he goes, oh man, you're so right. Who cares if it's a fake number? In any case, after that, I had to leave. And I didn't want him to know that I didn't have a car, because I didn't want to wind up in his car, because I know he would have given me a ride like he looks like. Then I said to him, listen to this. I said to him, what's your sign? I usually don't ask men this, but something told me, get it out the way. I was like, what's your sign? And he goes, Cancer. But he kind of puts his head down, right? And I said, oh, I'm married a Cancer. Now that intrigued him. I don't know if it intrigued him that I was married, or that it intrigued him that I was married and not married anymore. And he's like, what happened? Why are you not with your husband? I was like, what difference does it make? Who cares? I was like, dude, we got married young. I've known him since I was 16 years old. By the time we got into our 20s, I wouldn't have chosen him as a partner if I was an adult when I met him, but I wasn't. I was a teenager when I met him. I wouldn't have chosen him as a partner. So one day I looked up. He goes, oh, did he beat you? Did he cheat on you? And I was like, do you need me to have a sad story like that? So you could be my knight in shining armor? So I could give you a sad story like, oh, he beat me, he cheated on me. Do you need me to tell you that? I'm not telling no Negro how I broke up with the last guy. No. Why are you single? Because I am that I am. The minute you give a story about the last guy, they know exactly how to treat you, because you tell them who you are. You tell you, he cheated on me. He did? What happened? How many times? Well, it was over a year. Oh, you're the type of sucker that lets someone cheat on you for a year? Registered. Registered. I'm not giving no Negro that registration on my life. But he needed to know, oh, did he cheat on you? No. He did. No. Did he beat you? Beat me? That's a question you ask women? Beat me? No. A little red flag, though, because let me see something. Let me see how many times he called me. 4 times back to back. I don't know why. Okay, so, oh, no. Yeah, he called me 4 times. I called him twice. Twice, because when my number didn't go through, he had some fear about me giving him a fake number. And I'm like, I'll call you. So I did call him once. And then I called him last night because I didn't want to rush. I don't like, because he called me 4 times. And dude, like, when you get to the age that I am of Bruno, I'm not really looking for you, right? Think about it, guys. When you get to a particular age and you've been successful by yourself, I'm not really looking for you, right? Which means I got time on my hands. I've learned to organize time. I've learned to organize what I want in my life, right? I don't jump in because I don't know if I'm looking I'm not looking like a 20-year-old. I'm not looking like a 30-year-old. I'm not even looking like a 40-year-old. I'm the age of Bruno. I'm happy all of a sudden with me. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, no, no. And besides that, I was eating pizza. Nothing disrupts my pizza. My Coca-Cola. And he's calling. Nothing disrupts the pizza. Not a man, nor a child, nor hurricane, nor tornado. I haven't had a pizza in a goddamn fucking 3-4 months. My pizza is everything. I must eat my pizza. What is everybody saying, right? Don't give them any information about your past relationships right away. Thank you. How'd it go? Fine. You sure? Positive. And you want to fix them? Tell them you still talk to your ex to this day. You want to fix them? One thing about Tracy, she's not about to give you no ammunition. Miss Gloria goes, cancel him, Miss Tracy. On what basis? Gloria goes, no, don't do it. Oh, that is funny. Never tell them anything. Celicia, good morning. Love your pop of color top. Thank you. He's looking for a blueprint. Ah, that's why Gloria said cancel him. Interesting. And then he's from Dominica, right? And his mom is still living? And I'm like, why are you in St. Croix? He goes, my mom's 90. I said, she lives? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, why are you in St. Croix? Right? I didn't say that to him, but I feel like if your mom is still living, like the end of days should kind of be with your mom. That's the way I see it. I don't know. And I was like, why St. Croix? He goes, because St. Croix is very similar to Dominica, but that's not what I heard. I heard Dominica is so much more prettier than St. Croix, but whatever. Grand Rising. Good health, LaShonda. Don't focus on sit-ups, really. There are other exercises that are much better. There's much better workouts for your core. Check on YouTube. Walking will help you get there. Janine, do you need to put out some exercise videos? My whole group wants to exercise together. Is that something you need to be doing? Do you think? Could that be your jam? I mean, I can get a lot of people to follow you, Janine, but you got to go easy on us. We're not trying to lose weight. We're just trying to be better. You think there's something you can consider? We got people that'll follow you, sweetie. 60 and fabulous. Thank you, Gloria. Grand Rising, Velma. Oh, you're most likely losing, but gaining muscle. I guess so. I guess so. If your pajamas are loose, then you're losing inches. My pajamas are loose. Like I'm swimming in them. And I enjoy that feeling now. My pajamas are loose. All right. I'm happy for you. Awesome job. Thank you. Tracy about to be fit. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Try weighted hula hoops. Sound like a lot of work. I'm not about to wiggle all of this. First of all, Renee, I always say no, and then you'll see I'll purchase a hula hoop. Tracy, you are hilarious. I'm glad you enjoyed your pizza. I really did. And I'm a Cancer, but the men run. I married a Cancer. I'm divorced from a Cancer. Right. Oh, you know what else he says to me? Dumbass. He goes, I was like, what about you? Why are you single? He goes, oh, you know, my last one was young. So I looked at him and I said, oh, you like them young. Right? Mistake. Mistake. Don't tell an older woman that your last girlfriend was young. And I go, and then he didn't deny it. I go, oh, you like them young. I was like, you're trying to keep up with them young girls. I'm not dating someone that likes younger women. That's what his penis gets tickled by. A young woman is going to pass us by and he's going to go like this. But that's what he's tickled by. I wouldn't date him anyway. I will get to know him, but I won't have time to be like in a serious, committed relationship. You have to listen to the words that come out of people's mouths. People will always tell on themselves. When he said his last girlfriend was young, that was a red flag. And then he goes, so we were talking about, you know, the meaning of God and shit like that. And he goes, man, I never get to have conversations like this. I was like, you don't? And he goes, you know, the young ones, we're back to the young ones again. He goes, you know, the young ones, you know, they don't have conversations like this. And I was like, why are you chasing young girls? What's in you that's something that you need? All right, Celine, you're right. Cancer and this, I think you're right. It just dawned on me. He's got this fetish for young girls. I don't have time for that. I'm done. Oh God. Oh wait, you're not interested. I've been asked it many times, but I'm interested in training. Thank you. I cannot definitely give you tips. I can definitely give you tips. I mean, I'm not interested in training people. Nobody's asking you to train people. I said, put out a YouTube video showing us the type of exercises we should be doing. No? I'm taking copious notes. I'm taking copious notes before I get to Bruno. I'm staying ahead of these fools. Be aloof. Be aloof. Listen, are you good by yourself? Like seriously, do you pay your own bills, your car note, your mortgage, your rent? Do you buy what you want? Right? Like to have somebody come in your life and disrupt all of that has to be that guy. It has to be that guy. But even then, it could take 6 months to readjust to someone, right? And take your time readjusting because you have to see what you're willing to do and you have to see what they're willing to do, right? And if you jump into bed too soon, you don't get to figure that out because once you feed someone, they don't have to change. So if you think you need sex that badly, I would say get a vibrator. That's what I would say. And I'm not a fan of vibrators, because I heard that vibrators can make you desensitize to the real penis action, right? That's what I heard. Just take your time, right? Don't make sex the thing. I never understand that, because technically we're having sex with strangers. I don't know how clean you are. I don't know if your pee-pee got things on it. I need to look and inspect first. I need to be like, you gotta lift up the side of the balls, make sure there's no crevice there. You gotta smell it. Oh, you're clean. Don't suck a dick. Don't do it. Learn not to suck anything. Ever. You can't measure cleanness if the first thing you're going to do is put your clean mouth down there. Don't do it. But if he wants to wipe you off, it's okay. You clean. Stop. Don't suck a dick. I'm telling you, don't do it. Okay. And she says, no, but we can talk. Okay. I would love to communicate with you for my next 4-month series, but I'm going to put them on video. Okay. Kettlebell swing has been suggested as the most effective exercise. I'm not doing that. What is that? The one with the bell? I'm not doing that. I got a 60-year-old back. I'm not doing no. Was that the bell? The one that you swing it between your legs? Not doing it. No. I'm not doing it. What's get a rose? I don't get it. Don't. Right, Brina? I'm not doing that. I'm not breaking my back. I just got my back in order. Yes, the bell. Oh my God. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that bell. I don't know what that bell is for. It's for more aggressive. Yes, but start with the lower weight. I don't know if I want to do weights. I was thinking about upper arm weights, but then I was thinking, I don't want to do weights. Maybe I could just walk around with a bottle, with 2 bottles, right? 2 bottles filled up. And I don't know if I want to do weights. Or I could put rocks. I figure my arms could use some weights. That's what I'm thinking. I can't put weights on my legs because I have knee issues, so I don't need my knees to pull apart. I don't know. I don't want weights. I want to burn the stuff off. I don't want to build muscle. You know. But I promise you, anything you tell me, I'm going to say no first. I'll buy some weights. Watch. Yes, but start with the lower weight. No, I don't want to. The water bottle's a good idea, right? Yeah. Tracy, you a mess. Thank you. All right. We don't have no time because today's chiropractor. I told my doctor too. I was like, I go to chiropractor, I'm doing everything. But he finally believed me when he looked at the pulse oximeter. And then when he looked at my numbers, he was like, oh, you are healthy. Yep. So I did have something to discuss with you guys, but I can always save it for tomorrow. But let me see. I guess it didn't go through. Oh, guys, I need to do an updated reading today on Juan, Robin's still roommate, I believe. You know what Karen said? Karen said that at the reunion, Robin said, wow, they found my registration. I don't know why they can't find my marriage certificate. Okay, thank you, Miss Shea, Florida. No, I know I need muscle. I don't want to create muscle. I need muscle. I don't want to create it. But I do know I need muscle. But, I can gain muscle by walking up and down these goddamn hills. That's like weight training, walking up and down these hills. Let me tell you, Tracy, you definitely need strength training in your life. Okay, I know. If it doesn't have to be weights that you buy, okay. Strength training is needed to strengthen your bones. Okay. To lean you out. Okay. I trust you. But I do have a hill. And just walking up the hill is the same thing, isn't it? That's strength training. And it's not easy walking up these hills. I do have a hill right outside my house. So I figured instead of walking around the block, I figured if I go down the hill and come up the hill and come down the hill and come up the hill, isn't that weight training? I think so. All right. Janine, right. You can do strength training with your own body weight. That's what I'm saying. Isn't walking up and down the hill the same thing? It has to be. Cardio. I like cardio. I like cardio more, but I do understand everyone, Renee and Janine, that you gotta build the muscle. I do. I get it. I promise you. Okay. What am I doing? Okay. The 5 things you need to know today. So I'm going to go back to exercising Monday, guys. I'm taking a break. 5 things you need to know February 1st. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. I need to do a video today on Juan. I need to see if he was a victim of a Me Too situation with Robin. I think that boy was molested by Robin and brainwashed and scared all his life. And I think she used the very same tactics to get him to marry her. And then I think she's using the very same tactics today to keep him. I'm going to see if he's a victim of Me Too. And are the parents, like, like in Get Out, like, are the parents in cahoots with Robin? And do they know that Robin is mentally ill? What do you guys think? Now, I don't want to use resistant bands because I don't want it to hurt my knees. The hill is great for your core and lower body. Yes. You also mentioned your arms. You need something different for that. Okay. I can get weights for my arms then. Or can I use the water bottle? Can I use the water bottle coming up and down? You let me know, Janine. When you're ready, send me a text and we can talk on the phone about new goals. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't want to use elastic bands. No, I think it'll hurt my knees. No, I'm not doing it. Guys, can't you tell I'm like the worst person to help? Like, give up already. And then I promise I'll get weights, I'll get the elastic band, I will, and then make you all think I created the idea. That's who I am. All right, national debt. Bands can be used on your arms. Oh, you attach it to the door. Do you like to dance? Yeah, they're great dance off the weight videos. Yeah, I do like to dance, but I also have a twisted knee, but I'm hoping to graduate to doing some dance videos eventually. Yep, the water bottle. It's okay, Tracy. I'm the same way. Resistant bands are everything. I won't do it. Strawberry goes, now, Tracy, you know we won't back down. I know. I think that's the problem, too. A true Leo. Next thing you know, I'll buy bands and I will convince y'all it was my idea. Yeah, I don't want to be sitting, right? I do want to I do want to use my whole body. When I hurt my knee, then I switched over to sitting just to allow I sprained my knee like ever so slightly. Then I did sit down, right? All right. All right. Let's get this job done. National debt. I'm your YouTube correspondents, official, unofficial. Nobody asked me to do this job. What do you guys think about Juan? A critical White House meeting is set for today between President Joe Biden and Republican House Speaker McCarthy. Allies want steep cuts, domestic programs. They want steep cuts, domestic programs, and a trim to defense spending, all while steering clear of making cuts to two programs to avoid blowback, Medicare and Social Security. They keep trying to cut Medicare too. Meanwhile, White House officials insist they will not negotiate with House Republicans on the need for Congress to raise the $31 trillion borrowing limit and avoid the first ever debt default, potentially by this summer. Many Republicans, we've already defaulted, but all right. Democrats view such cuts as draconian, while some Republicans say they hardly go far enough. Let them work it out. Oh, a funeral service will be held today to celebrate the life of 29-year-old Tyree Nichols. He was just 29, whose death at the hands of police in Memphis sparked protests over the weekend. Nichols was continuously beaten after a traffic stop by Memphis police. Do you see the fallout of this? He died 3 days later, representing other Black people killed by police. Tamika Palmer, whose daughter Breonna Taylor was fatally shot in her Kentucky home by police during a botched raid in March 2020. Expected to attend the service. Also expected Philonise Floyd, the younger brother of George Floyd, whose name reverberated across the nation following the May 2020 death after an ex-cop in Minneapolis knelt on his neck and back. Well, one cop knelt on his neck. 2 other cops knelt on his back, and another cop watched for more than 9 minutes. Vice President Kamala Harris will also attend the funeral, joining the senior level Biden administration officials. The service begins. You know, it's about time white administrations get involved, because if they don't get involved, how can we really enact change? Because Trump encouraged racism and, all that stuff. So we do need to get back to the administration caring, especially since 99.9% of Blacks put them both in. Where are we? Tracy, remember, I am having a bulging disc, arthritis in my wrists and knees, we can always work around limitations. Okay. You know what, Brianna, you're right. I have my cousins the same way. You know what, Brianna, you're right. We use the bands for people that are physically disabled. Oh, okay. Remember, you all, when Auntie said no, it really means, let me think. Especially when I answer too fast. When I answer too fast, I didn't put any thought in it. So it's like, no. But I'll think about it. Thank you, Miss Shea, Florida. Flight disruptions. Oh, we know about this. The weather, flight disruptions, whatever. 1,400 flights have been canceled due to weather. Okay. Ukraine is back in the news. U.S. will not provide fighter jets to Ukraine amid renewed calls from Kiev, Biden reiterated on Tuesday. Ukrainian President Zelensky has sought fighter jets to help sustain his war effort, arguing that they are urgently needed to defend against Russian missile and drone attacks. Why is Biden saying no? Germany has also declined to send the jets. U.S. and NATO allies are instead prioritizing aid in other areas. Last week, U.S. officials announced they are finalizing plans to send 30 American tanks to Ukraine. The German government similarly said it will send tanks to Ukraine, following weeks of diplomatic pressure to make the move. I'm over this. DACA. 9 states asked a federal judge in Texas on Tuesday to block the DACA program, which provides protection to nearly 600,000 undocumented immigrants who were brought here to the U.S. as children, a group often described as dreamers. Most of them are in their mid-20s and 30s right now. They need to stop. Most of them have known no other world but the U.S. Obama-era Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Program, DACA. In the Tuesday following, states called the program unlawful and unconstitutional and urged the court to vacate it in its entirety. The case now sits before Judge who ruled in 2021 that DACA was unlawful and blocked the government from approving new applications for the program. Listen to this. Some tech CEO apologizes for quoting Martin Luther King Jr. in layoff announcements. Digital operations company would eliminate 7% of its workforce. Stop. Tejada, who's the CEO, quoted King at the end of the letter. I am reminded in moments like this of something Martin Luther King said, that the ultimate measure of a leader is not where they stand in the moments of comfort and convenience, but where they stand in times of challenge and controversy. PagerDuty, I guess that's the name of the company, is a leader that stands behind its customers, its values, and our vision for an equitable world where we transform critical work so all teams can delight their customers and build trust. The quote I included, says Tejada, was inappropriate and insensitive, she said in the memo. I should have been more upfront about the layoffs in the email, more thoughtful about my tone and more concise. I am sorry. Oh, she needs to be fired. When asked for additional comment, a representative for PagerDuty, that's the name of the company, pointed to the blog post update with Tejada's apology. All the tech people are laying off. This is not good, guys. PagerDuty is some sort of tech thing. Amazon laid off 18,000 workers. Another company called Salesforce is going to cut off 10%. And Microsoft just laid off 10,000 employees. And that's just a few. There are others. All right. I got to go. Got to catch my, hopefully, 9:30 bus. Tracy, remember? Oh, yes, I do remember. My wrists and knees, I'm always in the gym. We can work out. Thank you, Janine. We'll talk. We'll talk later. I love you all. Thank you for putting up with me. I know you have other options, but seriously, you have other options that all act and look alike. I'm the only one that, pretends to work at CNN. Let me know down below if you want me to do whether or not that dude is a Me Too. I think he is. I want to check it. Let me know, or any other questions concerning Robin and Juan. I actually want to see if Robin can come back. I want to see that too. Have a great appointment. Thank you. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye. Oh, call me for your own personal reading. I do have openings this afternoon. Text me now, 213-458-7408. Bye, guys.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.